Hi, welcome to the Body Shop Physical Therapy. My name is Catherine Price and I'm a physical therapist. In this video, I'm going to go over trigger point release of the sternocleidomastoid. The sternocleidomastoid is a postural muscle in the neck and it can be responsible for headaches that are above the eye. You can have pain around the eye, deep in the ear, tenderness on top of the head, or even on the back of the head portion. So this muscle can be responsible for headaches. It is going to run from the mastoid to the sternum and the clavicle. So if you take your hands and you go along the base of your skull, you're going to come to the outer portion and feel a rounded portion. That is the mastoid process. That is where it's going to be attached. You can also find the corner of your jaw, go right behind there. You're going to right behind there, if you press in, you're going to be on your C1 process. So you're going to go just behind that, and you're going to feel a band of tissue, and that is going to be the connection of the sternocleidomastoid to the mastoid process. It's going to rotate your head to the opposite direction and then side bend. So that's that muscle right here. You can see it runs right along, and it's going to come down and insert into the sternum and the clavicle. So you want to be able to grab that muscle. So I like to rotate to the opposite direction, side bend. You'll see the muscle pop out. So there it is. And you can grab the muscle, and then you want to just gently go up and down along the muscle like you're milking the muscle. If you find a really tender spot, you can hold. It takes 15 to 20 seconds to release trigger points. I like to work on muscle tissue and fascia for 2 minutes to get an effective mobilization of the fascia and the muscle. So you want to be in a relaxed position and just go right along the muscle belly, and you can go anywhere along the muscle belly finding those trigger points. If you have pain that refers to the forehead or the top of the head or along in the ear, that is going to be a trigger point, and you can hold that until the pain diminishes. So working on trigger points in the sternocleidomastoid, if you have unilateral headaches, can be beneficial. After you have released the muscle and the fascia, you can then stretch it. And to stretch that muscle, then you want to start to look into the opposite direction and extend, and you should feel then the stretch to the muscle that you've just released. So going to the other side, what I would do is I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes and work on the opposite side. And so same thing, rotate your head, side bend till you see the muscle pop out. You can then grab the area along the muscle, and it feels like a cord, and you're just going to work on milking that muscle from the mastoid process, and you can work your way down as low as you can. If you feel a pulse, you want to come off of that. You don't want to be hanging out on vascular tissue. And you want to do slow movements and then hold when you feel any areas that feel tense or increase in tenderness. Sometimes you can feel pea-sized areas of contracted tissue that are trigger points, and will refer pain up into one side of the head. And just working on that. And you want to be slow, slow, slow. And I can go all the way down to its attachment point down low. I usually find that there's more trigger point and tension problem areas up higher, closer to the attachment point to the back of the skull. That mastoid process. And after you work the tension in the fascia, you can then stretch and hold the stretch anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. And it only takes 15 to 20 seconds to release a trigger point. So if you find an area that's really painful or tender, hold for 15-20 seconds, release that, and then move along to the next area. And that is 2 minutes there. So then to stretch This, I'm going to rotate opposite direction and looking up until I feel a stretch on that sternocleidomastoid. Hold for 30 seconds to a minute, and that will then help to restore that muscle tendon relationship. But that is going to be your trigger point release for your sternocleidomastoid. If you're having unilateral headaches and you are pressing areas and it provokes that pain, the source may be your sternocleidomastoid. I hope this is of help, and have a blessed day.